Creating custom Pokemon for you! Welcome back, everyone, to the show where we select lucky commenters to spin a series of random wheels that give us factors for a Pokemon that we then create just for you. It's episode 50, which means yes, the demo for Pokemon Void comes out tomorrow. So not only are we going to be making 3 amazing custom Pokemon as always, but I'll also be showing off some tips and tricks for Void. So when you play it in 24 hours, you'll be ahead of the game. So let's get into the first Pokemon. And this one will be for Waylon Arts. Don't worry, you won't have to wait much longer. So let's start by getting the power level of your Pokemon, and you are going to be a Convergent Evolution. Fun! And it means that now we have to spin this wheel to see what generation of Pokemon you'll be a Convergent for, and it's Gen 3. That is my second favorite generation of all time, so that's great. And now, of course, we'll spin this wheel that has every single Gen 3 Pokemon on it, and we got Torquold. Low-key one of the more iconic Pokemon from Gen 3, so that's a good roll. And now let's see what new typing we'll be giving to this Convergent Torquold. Your first type is the Ice type. That is very different from Torquold's original typing. And Ice Rock type, that's literally almost polar opposites, pun intended. And the last step for see which Pokemon looks like, let's see if it has an X Factor, and none this time. Slow and Steady wins the... Oh, never mind. Your Pokemon is Torquold, the Slide Shell Pokemon. This frosty version of Torquold is known to have the longest lifespan in the Pokemon world, as it's adjusted to the frozen tundra it calls home by slowing down its bodily functions to a near halt. And while most of the time, yes, this does make it super slow, just like its Hoenn counterpart, it has a secret trick which not only allows it to become extremely quick, but also will help explain Pokemon Void's new mechanic, Sync Tune. Sync Tune is a once per battle effect that allows you to swap your Pokemon's ability mid-fight to any other ability it's able to have. And while at first this seems a little underwhelming, we've added a bunch of new abilities and strategies to every Pokemon in Void to make it a very high skill, high reward ability. For instance, if Torquold was in Void, it would have the ability Snow Warning to mimic its fire-type brother's Drought, but its other ability would be Slush Rush, which Torquold achieved by freezing its own pair of icy skis to the bottom of its shell. So in Void, trainers could have Torquold enter the battle, set up snow, and then swap abilities to take advantage of its own setup, with the downside being that you can't use Sync Tune again, and you lose your snow set. But it's still a strategy like many others in Void that are gonna be super cool. But you know what's even cooler? My new clothes from Fabletics. Look, it's summertime, so you're going to need some clothes that can keep up and keep you comfortable for these long, hot, activity-filled days. And Fabletics has you covered, because they have everything from swimsuits perfect for some poolside fun, athletic wear for getting that summer bod in the gym, and breathable stylish fits for wherever the day takes you after. Now, I'll always be a fan of Fabletics for the quality and fit of the clothes, but their VIP program is really what sets them apart, because new users who sign up can get up to 80% off their first order, which, like, whoa, that's already a deal. But then as a member, you'll get up to 50% off your orders after that. You'll also get 1 monthly credit that you can redeem for a 2-piece outfit or any other item up to $100. You get exclusive member drops, early access to new styles, member-only sales, and even free access to the Fabletics Fit app. It's seriously an amazing deal, and with it being summer, there is no better time to sign up. So if you're interested at all, make sure to use the link in my description to go to Fabletics, because this insane deal is only available for a limited time, so make sure you do it soon. Huge thank you to Fabletics for sponsoring this video, but now let's get right back into it. And today's second Pokemon will be for Bella Share. I can't wait for you to play it too. So anyways, Bella, let's start by getting the power level of your Pokemon, and you are going to be regular.
There's nothing wrong with that.
And now let's say how many times your Pokemon can evolve, and you are going to get 0, which actually makes you a basic Pokemon. And now let's see what typing this Pokemon will be. Your first type is going to be the Flying type. That's good. We actually don't have a ton of those in our region. And Flying Electric. And the last step for see which Pokemon looks like, let's see if it has an X Factor, and you do, a Corrupted form. That just went from pretty normal to absolutely insane in an instant. Prepare to be eagle-eliminated. Your Pokemon is Tormentus, the punishment Pokemon. This mean old eagle is based on Zeus. And just like the king of the gods, Tormentus is known to rule with a wrathful and stubborn hand. As once it picks an area to call home, it will decimate anything that tries to enter its domain, striking Pokemon and planes alike out of the sky with thunderous bolts of lightning, to the point where passenger planes in the Pokemon world have began employing the flying ground type Tuftalon to protect their vessels from this agitated avian. And it's this Pokemon's raw aggression that caught the attention of the distant evil Cosmic Legendary, who corrupted Tormentus, infusing it with the Cosmic type and letting it loose on the world, as it now has a design with fiery cosmic wings and a fanged beak, inspired by the legend of Zeus punishing Prometheus by having an eagle consume his liver every day. But that's still not even the scariest thing about it, as just like all the other corrupted boss battles in Void, corrupted Tormentus would have an insane health total when fought as part of the story, as well as access to the Sync Break mechanic. Sync Break is what happens when corrupted forms attempt to sync to, where instead of changing their ability to one other option, they instead gain all three of their possible abilities at once, making them insanely OP, but there is a downside, as 30% of the time while sync broken, corrupted forms will ignore your commands as they give in to their cosmic control. However, there's also an item to combat this for all you corrupted enthusiasts called the Sync Scale, which when held by a corrupted form will force them to listen to your commands for 5 turns. And in terms of stats, corrupted Tormentus has really good physical attack and speed, but its defenses are pretty bad. However, regular Tormentus has the same base stat total, but its defenses are pretty good and it focuses on special attack. And this reshuffling of the stats is the same with every corrupted form in Void, where they have the same base stat total but different focuses. And today's third Pokemon will be for Naha. Thank you very much. And of course, we'll start by getting the power level of your Pokemon, and you are going to be a legendary, the last legendary before the demo comes out. That's awesome. And it means that now we have to spin this wheel to see what type of legendary you'll be, and you are a side legendary. So now let's see what typing this side legendary is going to be. Your first type is the bug type. That's actually pretty interesting because there's no real bug type. Legendary and bug light type. This is the very first time we've gotten the light type from the wheels. It's a brand new type that we introduced last episode, and it's on a legendary. Little weird that it's a bug type, but this could not be better. It's time to enlighten the mood. Your Pokemon is Nirvantis, the Enlightenment Pokemon. This perfect embodiment of the light type is known for its good nature and divine energy, as it's said that while it was a once common insect Pokemon that had nothing special about it, through years of pondering the universe, it was able to slowly transform its body to match the heightened state of its mind, becoming not only a light type, but a legendary as well. But what is the light type going to look like in Void? Light type represents the concept of good, the divine, and holy energy, as well as literal light like light rays and brightness. And its type interactions include being super effective against the fighting type, as peace always beats fighting, ghost as their holy energy casts them out, cosmic as light speed is a pop culture way to traverse the usually impossible to cross cosmos, and dark because good and evil are constantly going against each other. However, light is ineffective against fire, as it's already a source of light, water because it refracts light, grass because plants consume light through photosynthesis, and ice because light passes through ice. And for the same reason on the defensive end, light is also weak when being hit by the water, grass, and ice type, as well as dark, as the two are always going against each other. And light resists the fighting ghost and cosmic type for the same reasons it's super effective against them, but it also resists the fairy type. And if you're worried about keeping up with all these swapping abilities and 2 new types while you're playing the game, don't be, because we also added a scanner that you can use by pressing S, which will show you all the type interactions of the enemy, as well as any possible abilities they could have. And in terms of stats, Nirvantis is an absolute special defense tank that also has decent special attack and speed. And for the shiny, I thought this sun-bleached white color would look really cool. If you liked today's episode, make sure to check out all the other episodes of the custom Pokemon series that can be found in this playlist. And make sure to check in around this time tomorrow for the demo, where I'll explain how you can play it yourself. And as always, huge thank you to all the artists that worked on today's Pokemon. They can all be found in the description, so make sure to go check them out. And I'll see you soon. Peace!